Hello everyone and welcome back to our channel. We are Millennial Mom. If you don't know who is who, I'm Millennial. This is Mom.
Hello everyone and welcome back to our channel. If you're new here, I'm Mom or Kay from Millennial Mom, and today we're going to talk about Life During Lockup Season 4 Episode 2, Secret Prison Wedding. Now before I begin, don't forget to hit the like, subscribe, and leave your comments down below. If you're interested, we have a membership for our channel. The information is in the description box below. All right, everyone. So let's start off with Justine and Michael. So now it's the evening of the dinner where Justine, her mom, and her kids are meeting Michael's mom, sister, and family to tell them that they're getting married. Because remember from last week's episode, or if you didn't watch it, they don't know yet. They're getting married tomorrow at the prison. So while they're in the car, Justine's mom's saying, so do you know what you're going to say? Do you have a game plan of what you're going to say to the family? Because, you know, you're kind of like throwing things out there like, hey, we're getting married. And Justine's like, no, you know, I just hope it goes well. Justine's mom or kids in the back seat, so what would you do? And her son says, if it was me, I wouldn't say nothing at all. So I guess her son knows that, listen, mom, you shouldn't be saying nothing because it could be some drama. I don't know. That's what I'm guessing. So obviously the vibe isn't there. So Justine makes it to the restaurant, her and her family. They get there first. They're waiting on Michael's family. And you could tell, again, the vibe from the car has made it to the restaurant because it's just very uncomfortable. So when Michael's family comes in, you know, they say their pleasantries, hello and everything. And then, you know what we see? Why is there a 8x10 of Michael in a frame sitting at the head of the table? So technically, I guess Michael is there too to share in the festivities. So then Justine decides to get up and make a toast. That's her way of breaking the ice to say, hey, we're getting married tomorrow. So while she's about to say something, the phone rings and it's Michael. She's like, woo, I'm saved by the bell. So Michael's on the phone. Justine says, hey, I have your family here. Is there anything that you want to say? So she puts him on speakerphone. And so he goes, hello, everyone. How's everybody doing this evening? You know, as if he's speaking through that 8x10. He said, I just want to let you know that Justine and I are getting married tomorrow. And of course, his mom and his sister's looking like, what? You're getting married? He goes, they said, how come you didn't tell us? Like, what was the secret about? He goes, well, you know, I didn't want to say anything because I didn't want anyone to pretty much say anything bad to Justine, or just, you know, we want to make it a good day. So I'm telling you now, and that's just what it is. And, you know, I hope you could be happy for us. In a nutshell, that's what he's saying. And so his sister says, well, you could have told me. I mean, I'm hurt. I just don't understand why you didn't. And so the mom gets up, Michael's mom gets up from the table. She excuses herself because she's just shocked at the whole thing. And so Justine is sitting down. She's not saying anything. She has this look on her face. She's looking down. I don't know, it's a look of maybe, I don't want to say embarrassed because she's not embarrassed. She's excited to get married, but just like, I don't know, maybe she don't know what's going to happen, or maybe there's going to be an outburst. So then Justine's mom goes to talk to Michael's mom, and Michael's mom says to her, so did you know what was going on? Justine's mom said, nope, I didn't know. His mom says, you know what? He normally tells me everything. I just don't understand why he did it. You know, I'm hurt. And Justine's mom is saying, yeah, I understand where you're going with that, because, you know, Justine's mom didn't feel the best when she just learned really earlier in the day that they were getting married, not just getting married, but getting married tomorrow. And then when we see Justine talking to Michael's sister, she says, you know what? You could have told us, because Michael and I are so close. There was no reason for any secrets. Like, how do you think that we can continue to be close if you're not telling us things like a wedding? Like, this is a big deal. And so then Justine starts crying, and Michael's sister says, you know what? You could have saved all those tears if you would just told the truth. Moving to Ty and Hottie. So Ty is on the way to the bridal store to look at wedding dresses. She's saying in confessional that since her and Hottie have been engaged, you know, she hasn't added anyone new to her roster. I'm thinking you already have about 4 or 5 people on your spreadsheet and on your poster in your room. So Ty thinks that not adding anyone new is her being faithful. I'm like, the delusion of it all. So when she gets to the bridal shop, her friend Brittany is sitting there waiting for her. And when Ty walks in, she's holding her ring out. Brittany's like, well, what's that? Ty said, you know what it is. It's my engagement ring. Brittany says, from who? She said, from Hottie. You know who. And Brittany's like, no, I didn't know. Brittany probably already knows about Ty's roster of men she has. So who, that ring could be from Groupon, from anybody. So Ty is saying in confessional that Brittany has always been, even they're cool and everything, but Brittany has always been a downer because she feels like she needs to date someone in the free world. Well, Ty, most people would want you or anybody else in this position to date someone in the free world, especially someone you don't know, because if you only talk to them on the phone or through video cam, do you really know them? But okay, if that's a Debbie Downer, then that's exactly what it is. So Ty goes back to trying wedding dresses, and the first one she picks out is a black dress. She comes out, Brittany says, okay, Morticia. And then Ty starts crying. She's crying, but I don't really see any tears. So she's more like sniffing, like, and Brittany's asking her what's wrong. So Ty's like, you know what? I didn't want to look like this on my wedding. She said, look like what? She said, my arms and everything. So I guess Ty has a thing about what her body looks like. And here's my thing. You know what you look like. So, you have to just pick out a dress that flatters you. So while she's sniffing tears, her phone rings and Brittany says, well, maybe that's Hottie. So maybe he could make you feel better just by talking to him. And so when Ty answers the phone, it's not Hottie, it's somebody else. I think it's BB. And BB's like, hey, what's going on with you? Can you give me some commissary? What you've been up to? I haven't, what you out doing? Stuff like that. And Ty says, oh, I'm just out house shopping. See, that's Ty's go-to answer. She always says she's out house shopping, and they fall for it or probably don't even care. So then BB goes, okay, that's cool. But listen, I gotta go. I'll catch up with you later. So when Ty gets off the phone, Brittany is looking at her like, so are you sure you really want to get married? Is this what you want to do? Ty says it is. She's got 30 days. She's ready to, get her life together. She feels like her friends don't feel like she's making the right choices, right decisions. But Ty is saying too that, she's never been married. She's 39 years old and she feels like she knows what's best for her. And I'm thinking, girl, if you know what's best for you, what you crying for, pick out your dress, don't worry about it, and do what it is that you have to do. So after the bridal shop, there's a quick scene with Ty and her dad. And let me say, Ty's dad looks just as young as Ty. Okay, he looks really good. But he's over there, I guess Ty is telling him she's getting engaged and showing him all the posters and her spreadsheets of all the other inmates she's talking to and the spreadsheets about what they've done and how much time they have and stuff like that. The dad is like, so why do you need all this still if you're engaged? And Ty's trying to make her case. And then Ty goes, oh, do you like my ring? The dad says, anybody could get a nice $12 ring. I'm thinking, oop, not a $12 ring. And is that ring, like I said earlier, from a Groupon maybe? So after that quick scene, we see Ty again. She gets a phone call from her cousin. And her cousin says, hey, girl, I haven't seen you in a while. When you get time, I would like to talk to you if you're free. So Ty says, okay, that's cool. So Ty goes down to the studio because her cousin is a artist. And so so Michelle says, so girl, what you been up to? And Ty goes, hey, you know what? I've been up to much, but I'm engaged. She goes, oh, who you engaged to? She goes, Hottie. Michelle, her face was like, oh my goodness. Michelle says, you know what? I just talked to Hottie a few days ago. And we was just chopping up on the phone and he was telling me, yeah, I got engaged, but the name he gave me wasn't yours, it was Boston's. Well, Ty, she's completely shocked at this. She's like, I can't believe he would do this to me. I can't believe, what was he born to play me as a fool or something? And I'm thinking, see, Ty, this is where you got things messed up. It's okay for you to have a roster of men in prisons and when they getting out, how much they're worth and all this other stuff. But you're upset about this? Well, I guess you're just going to have to be shocked then. And apparently, Hottie doesn't know that Michelle and Ty are cousins, but I guess he'll find out about that too real soon. Let's move to Jessica and Dustin. Now, Jessica, as a reminder, she's the former nurse who met Dustin in prison. There is about a 16-year age gap with Jessica and Dustin. Jessica says that she left her job as a nurse so she could pursue a relationship with Dustin? Because of course that's frowned upon in the Department of Corrections, where you can't have no relationship with an inmate of any kind. But of course, that's your job, so why would you? But you know what? There has been Lifetime movies made about a sort of thing with different correctional officers with inmates. Jessica is meeting with her friend at the beach to talk about Dustin and where things are going in the relationship. The friend is saying, so you really want to be with Dustin? You never met him other than in prison. You never lived with him. You never had sex with him. You never spent any time with him, but you just can go ahead pretty much and put all your eggs in a basket for this man. And Jessica was like, yes. The friend says, you know what? You haven't had the best track record when it comes to relationships. Jessica says that she's been married twice. The first marriage is she was married for 15 years, and then her second marriage was for 9 months. But Jessica, she says that she is convinced that Dustin is the one. She's never felt this way about anyone before. I guess maybe they locked eyes and when she was passing out the meds, and this was everything to her. So she's determined to, when Dustin comes home, he's going to come out and they're going to live together. They're going to do everything that couples do. But her friend is saying, listen, once again, you don't know him. You have a lot to lose. You got your kids, you got your home, you got your bills. What if he comes out and starts being wild and stuff? What you gonna do then? And Jessica's thinking about it, you can see she's thinking that could be true. So then next when we see Jessica, she's on the way to look at wedding rings with another friend. This friend is asking her the same question, is this what you want to do? Are you sure he's the one? What's really going on? But Jessica, she seems determined that this is, again, what she's going to do. And is it me? But does Jessica look like Amber from the last series of Love After Lockup? They look like they could be cousins or sisters or something. But now when they walk into the jewelry store, Jessica's looking for a ring. And so the jeweler asks her, so what type of diamond are you looking for? She said, you know what? I'm unconventional. And so she goes, I would like to look at a black diamond. Well, the friend says a black diamond. So the jeweler says, do you know your ring size? And she goes, no, not really, but I have this paper clip. He goes, oh, okay. So apparently the story behind the paper clip is, on a phone conversation, Dustin asked Jessica to find a paper clip, put it around her finger, and that was the engagement ring during the time for him being in prison till now. So yeah, Jessica has a paper clip that she's trading in for a ring that apparently she's going to be buying herself. So while she's looking at different rings, different sizes, stuff like that, the conversation somehow got onto Jessica and her commitment. So then Jessica ends up showing her tattoo. And it's a big old tattoo across her stomach. And the tattoo is of Dustin's entire last name, just from top to bottom. And so the jeweler says, oh, girl, you are committed. And see, the jeweler left off something that I would have said. Not only are you committed, but you're done. But the jeweler probably didn't want to lose the sale. Why in the world would you get a tattoo of someone's last name as big and bold as you are? But you know what? I'm not in that same mind frame, so really, I don't know. She did it because she's committed. Later on in the evening, we see Jessica. She's having dinner with her 17-year-old daughter, Bailey, where she's telling Bailey that Justin's getting out soon, and she's thinking about moving with him to Tennessee because that's where his support system is with his mom and his family. And Bailey's saying, why would you move to Tennessee? I live here. Your family's here. She's getting ready to graduate high school, and she has her sights set on doing other things after graduating and just starting a life and doing what she needs to do. And Jessica's saying, well, it's not like you're homeschooled. You could do whatever you want to do. You could move with me. You could just pick up and go because you're not at a conventional school. But the daughter is saying, no, that's not what I want to do. And why is it that you want to do all these things for him? What about us? Jessica explains, well, I'm not close to my mom or my sister. So apparently Jessica fell out with her mom and her sister because they don't like the relationship that she's in with Dustin. She said that her sister took the time out to look up Dustin's entire record and keeps throwing that in her face. And I'm thinking, I don't agree with it being thrown in your face. It's about showing you that, hey, this guy has done X, Y, Z. You have kids, you have your family, you have all this. Why would you want to give it up for that? So, but it's okay for your friends to ask you about Dustin and what he's done and are you sure? But it's not okay for your family to ask you. But Jessica is sticking by her gun. She's saying that she's considering moving to Tennessee and she really wants her daughter to be there. And Bailey is saying, no, I don't know if I want to go. And at the same time, in confessional, Bailey is saying she doesn't think her mom is putting Dustin in front of her, but her mom needs to realize that, we're her family too, and she needs to maybe reconsider the move. To Melissa and Louie. You know what, Melissa, I need Melissa to get just a little bit more esteem about herself because she seems to follow whoever likes her. If you like me, I like you. If you love me, I love you. That's what I'm getting from Melissa. But when we see Melissa, she is outside her old high school and she's reminiscing about what happened there when she went to school and where Louie used to stand with his friends and she used to walk by, just going down memory lane. And then after that, Melissa drives to Louie's family's old house. They don't live there anymore, but she's standing outside talking about, oh, this is where all the magic happened. Not with me, but with Louie. And so she calls Louie. And at first I'm thinking, how's she calling him? But then I had to remember that he's in a halfway house and not in the prison. So she calls, he answers the phone, and she's like, hey, babe, guess where I'm at? He's like, where? She said, I'm in front of your old house. He goes, what? You are? How come? She just wanted to see where you live from high school and just let you know that I was here. Louie says, how come you don't call my mom? Or why don't you call my mom and let her know that you're outside the house? I'm sure she'll be happy to hear from you. And when you do, yeah, go ahead and call. Kind of like brush her off the phone. And she goes, well, what would I tell her? Like, I'm outside your house from like 20 years ago? He goes, yeah, go ahead and call my mom. So Melissa calls, the call picks up, and Melissa says, Donna? And she's like, yeah. She goes, hi, it's Melissa. And Donna says, Melissa, like Melissa who? She goes, I'm Louie's girlfriend. She's like, oh, okay. She goes, yeah, I was hoping we could meet. I'm going to come up to Georgia to meet Louie and the family. She says, what? You're going to meet me? Did Louie tell you about me? I'm the Italian mom. I don't really care too much for many people, especially, she's trying to tell Melissa in a nutshell, listen, I don't meet too many of Louie's girlfriends, and I'm the Italian mom. I don't care for too many people as it is. And, this is what I'm getting from it. Like, you come up here is probably not going to change that effect. Melissa says, well, I really want to meet you. I'm hoping we could get together and have dinner. And the mom's just like, oh, okay, well, when you think that you're coming, kind of ask her like, just don't pop up on me when you think you're coming so I know. And Melissa says, oh, I hope I'm coming soon. I just can't wait to get together and meet everybody. Donna says, well, if you're anything more than what it is, you don't want to be on my shit list. So after the phone call, we see Melissa. She said she's called her sisters to meet her at a coffee shop because she wants to plead her case with them. She said she wants to have their support when she goes up to Georgia to meet Louie, and she really wants to have them in her corner. So when the sisters meet up, the sisters aren't here for none of this. Melissa is saying that she wants her sisters to give Louie a chance. He's trying to fix himself. He wants to be a better person, and she wants to be there for him when he comes home from in a transitional center. The sisters say no. They ask Melissa, are you desperate? Are you desperate for love that you have to find someone who's been in prison for 10 years and you really think that they're going to fix what they've done, be in your corner and just, be on the up and up? I have to disagree with that. I do believe that you come out of prison and be a changed person and, start your life over again. People do rehabilitate, but the sister was saying because of Melissa's history with men, they say she's always picked losers. She's always been someone who tried to be the fixer of people, the men she's dated and their problems, and she's always got burned on the end. So I think they're kind of tired of Melissa and her choices. They're telling her, listen, you're 39 years old. You could do better. Get your head out your ass. The sister's already saying, like, you already worked 2 jobs. But Melissa is also saying that, Louie's trying to help her get things together, sort things out to come up there. I'm like, trying to help her? Like, how? Like, is he going to work to get money to send to you to come up there? Because the thing is, like, if you are trying to build this life with Louie, you should already have a little something saved up so you can go up there and be with his family. Like, did she think that she would just like leave her job to go be with his family? I mean, didn't she hear what his mama Donna said? Donna said she's not here for the shits. So Melissa better get all her ducks in a row together and in a basket. So finally, we have Chelsea and Mikey. Chelsea's upset because she's received a text from Mikey's sister, Courtney, saying that Mikey was in the hospital because he had a mini stroke. So Chelsea is driving. She's late for work. When she makes it to work, she's telling her friend that, she's sorry she's late, but Mikey had a mini stroke and she's upset. And so her friend is like, what? He had a mini stroke? Like, how is that possible? Don't you think that's weird? Like, she thinks that all this is BS and she doesn't believe it. And Chelsea's saying, like, why do you think this is BS? Like, Mikey wouldn't do anything to lie to me. Like, I love him, he loves me, and so why is it weird? And I'm thinking, why would the friend think that this is weird too? Because you could have a stroke, a heart attack, anything at any age. So for her to think is weird to me. So the friend says, well, let me see the message about the Mikey having a stroke. So Chelsea's showing her the message and the friend's thinking like, no, this is all a ploy. And so Chelsea is saying, you know what? I don't care what my friend thinks. He's not catfishing me. This is not weird. And F to your assumption. So I guess next week or episodes to come, we'll find out if Mikey really did have a health crisis or not. All right, everyone. So that was pretty much the end of the episode. This episode didn't really give a lot of new information other than Boston getting in marriage to Hottie, which they kind of alluded to last week, and Justine and Michael saying that they're going to get married, so how Michael's family feels about it. But the newest couple we were introduced to was Mark and Sincere. So I do believe there's maybe 2 more couples to be introduced, so we'll probably see them in next week's episode. So until then, everyone, thank you again so much for watching. Don't forget to hit the like and subscribe and leave your comments down below. And until next week, live simply, live grateful.